Hi everyone, and welcome to today's video. Today I bring you this look right here using nothing but favorite products of mine. What that means is that I went through every single one of my drawers. So bronzers have their own drawers, blushes have their own drawers, foundations, stuff like that. I went through every single drawer and chose my best product, like the best product from that drawer, and I put it in this video, and that is what I'm wearing on my face right now. So if you're interested in seeing exactly what my favorite products are of the moment and how I achieved this look right here, then just keep on watching. All right, so we're gonna start off with the brows. I'm gonna show you all exactly how I've been filling them in. These are my two most favorite products of the moment. This is the Gimme Brow Volumizing Fiber Gel from Benefit, and of course the Precisely My Brow Pencil, also from Benefit. They're both in the shade number 5. This I use before the pencil because this helps kind of like fluff them up and add volume, while this helps fill in like sparse areas and also helps shape them up. So we're gonna start off with the Volumizing Fiber Gel. And what I do is I just run it through my brows in the same direction as like that I want my hair to go, my little brow hairs. So just filling it in. All right, so you see right there, it already gave me a little bit of a guide as far as how I want to fill them in also. All right, so after the brow gel comes the pencil. And this is just going to help me further fill them in and also shape them up. So just flicking through the brow. And some people do it the other way too, where they'll use the brow pencil first and then go in with the gel. But I like doing it this way better because I feel like I get more volume, like my brows just look fluffier. And therefore it's just easier to fill them in after. And then with the spoolie side of the pencil, I'm just gonna go ahead and run it through in order to blend both products together and also to help the brows look even fluffier. All right, next I'm going to prep the eyes before eyeshadow application, and I'm also going to define the lower brow right here. I'm gonna take my Tarte Shape Tape. This one's in the shade Medium Honey. And I'm just gonna take a little bit and place it on the back of my hand, like that. And I'm gonna grab my flat definer brush. This is the E15 from Sigma. As you can see, it's very flat. And I'm gonna take a little bit of that concealer that I placed on the back of my hand. And with this particular brush, this one helps me, it helps guide me so easily, so nicely, which is why I really like it. So I'm just gonna start right here. And this is just gonna help me clean up the bottom of the brow. Like that. I'm also going to clean up here the side a little bit. All right, so I'm just going to blend this out along the top and along the bottom. Since I'm going to use this concealer to prep the eye, that's why I use it to clean up with as well. It's like a 2-in-1. Next, I'm going to take whatever I had left over from the concealer. I'm going to grab that with my middle finger here and just pat it on to the lid in order to give me a nice clean canvas to work with. Because if I were to apply any browns onto just bare skin with the pigment that's on my lid, you're not going to see that. And I just apply a nice light thin layer onto the entire lid. All right, next I'm going to take my tapered highlighter, a brush. This is the F35 from Sigma, and I'm going to dip it into my Fenty Beauty powder. This is the Loose Pro Filter powder in the shade Butter. And I'm going to set this concealer with a little bit of that powder. Next, for the eyes, I'm going to be using my Soft Glam palette from Anastasia. Honestly, I've yet to run into an eyeshadow palette that I love more. And this is how I know. I've hit pan on multiple eyeshadows. I never do that. I've yet to do that with any other of my eyeshadow palettes, just because since I do review a lot of makeup here on my channel, I have quite a few, and I don't necessarily you know, continue to grab the same ones over and over again because I have a lot to choose from. This one, however, is a palette that I constantly grab. As you can see, I constantly grab it. All right, so I'm gonna take my tapered blending brush. This is the E40 from Sigma, and I'm gonna grab Orange Soda to start this look off with. And I'm placing this right along the crease. This is gonna be my transition shade. I just love her eyeshadows. They're so easy to blend out, so easy to work with. If you're just starting off with makeup and you really want an eyeshadow palette that you're like, oh, I don't want to spend my money on something that I'm only going to use a couple times. I want to spend my money on something that I'm going to use more than once, like once a week, once a month, once whatever. I would recommend this one every time. You can go from like a simple everyday look to like nighttime glam, event glam, any kind of look with this one palette. All right, next I'm gonna take my E25 blending from Sigma Beauty. This is just a smaller blending brush in order to be more precise. And then I'm gonna grab Burnt Orange, which is my favorite shade from this palette. And I'm gonna place it along the crease, just by patting it in first and then blending it out. All right, next, with the same brush, I'm grabbing Sienna, and I'm gonna apply it here along the outer V and drag it into the crease. See what I mean? Like, I'm just patting the eyeshadow onto the eye, and that is enough to blend it out. You don't even really have to work hard at like blending and blending and blending. I'm just like patting this in to the rest, and they're just blending so nicely together. I love this palette. All right, next I'm gonna go in with same brush and Rustic. And this, I'm gonna concentrate more so here along the outer V, not dragging this into the crease as much. Just concentrating this more so out here along the outer corner. All right, so now that we're done with those two, I am going to apply some concealer on to the mobile lid area. So we're gonna go back to our Tarte Shape Tape. I'm gonna take the wand and just place some concealer here along like the inner half of the mobile lid area only. Keep your eye closed, okay? You wanna keep it closed. And I'll show you why here in a second. Now you're gonna look up, and that's where you wanna end it. And that way you're not finishing the eye look too far down or too high up. All right, and then I'm just gonna blend this out using my concealer brush. This is the F75 from Sigma Beauty. And this technique makes for like a very accurate cut crease, although I'm not really sure if I want to do that today. Now, I don't really want to do a cut crease. I just decided I don't. So I'm gonna get rid of that line by blending it out using this brush. All right, next, I'm gonna grab Glistening, which is this beautiful like champagne gold. And I'm gonna take that with my brush and then just apply it right on top of the concealer. And the concealer is not only gonna make this eyeshadow stick, but it's also gonna make it pop. All right, now I'm gonna go back to my E25. I'm gonna add a little bit more of Rustic and then blend out the edge of the shimmery shade with that. Just very lightly. All right, next, lashes. I get a lot of questions whenever I wear my lashes the way that I'm going to show you all here. It's nothing like, you know, out of this world. It's no like, oh my gosh, amazing new information. All I do is wear 2 mascaras. That's it. One usually gives me a lot of length, but not a whole lot of volume. The other one usually gives me a lot of volume, but not a whole lot of length. So I usually combine 2 mascaras, and that's how I get like the really long, fluffy, voluminous looking mascaras that kind of resemble like false lashes, but they're actually mine. As you can see, I mean, like my lashes are not that long. They're not that long at all, but with my, what is this called? My Bad Gal Bang mascara from Benefit. They're about to get longer. I love this mascara because it does add such length. Like you'll see here in a second, the difference. You see? And that's only one coat. One coat, it adds such great length, but I want some volume, like I want a little bit of volume. So I take my They're Real mascara from Benefit as well and just run it along the bottom. So whenever you see me with crazy lashes like these, it's because I'm wearing 2 mascaras. Next comes color corrector, and y'all know, if you've been here for any length of time, you know that the Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector is my go-to corrector of all time. This one is in the shade medium to deep. So just correcting with that. All right, and just like that, under eye darkness is already a lot brighter, a lot more even. So next, foundation. I love the Fenty Pro Filter. This one's the soft matte formula because they also have like a hydrating formula. This is a soft matte formula in the shade 240. I find that this shade suits my complexion pretty much year round. And the formula is just so incredibly comfortable. However, it's a matte formula, right? Soft matte. I'm not like a huge fan of like luminous hydrating foundations just because I personally feel like they settle into my fine lines or they separate. They look a little oily at times, a little more than I'd like. So in order to still get that luminous dewy effect, but wear a matte foundation, I grab my wand, my Shape Tape wand. This one is in the shade Dreamer or Dream. I always call it Dreamer. It's Dream. I apply this onto the cheeks before I apply my matte foundation, and it gives such a luminous, radiant effect, but without feeling heavy, luminous, hydrating. You know what I mean? Like you get the best of both worlds. Whenever I use these two, it's like a match made in heaven. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of my glow wand. Usually just do like 2 swipes, boop, right on the cheeks. I don't like looking dewy everywhere, so I keep it right here and right here. And then of course, shake up your foundation. That's what 240 looks like right there, but it does dry down a little bit deeper. And I'm gonna take my flat angled kabuki from Sigma. This is the F88. Just grabbing the foundation. And this helps blend the Shape Tape wand with the foundation. And you see that? It gives such like dewiness to the skin. I just love that Shape Tape wand. My goodness, it's such a good product. I apply it onto the chest, onto the shoulders whenever I'm gonna be wearing like a tank top. It looks so beautiful on the skin. All right, next, concealer. And for that, you already know. And if you didn't, now you do. Pat McGrath Labs, this concealer, by far, the best concealer I've ever tried here on my channel. It's not only full coverage, it's not only hydrating, but it lasts all day and it looks so beautiful on the skin. So beautiful. This one's in the shade LM11. That's what I use. And you don't need a whole lot at all. I usually just apply 4 dots, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's enough to take care of the under eye area. All right, and then just taking my Deluxe Crease Brush from Real Techniques. This is like a holy grail product as well. I love this brush for the under eye area. See, just like that, dark circles, gone. All right, after blending that out, you have to set it. And the way that I set it is with the Pat McGrath Blurring Under Eye Powder. This one's in the shade Medium. It's broken, my goodness. And I haven't been able to replace it because it's out of stock, like both on the Pat McGrath website and on Sephora. Like it's completely out of stock. So anyway, I'm on that waiting list though. I'm on that emailing notification list. So taking a little bit of the powder with my tapered highlighter brush, this one's the F35 from Sigma, and then just setting it in place, locking it up. Oh, I got glitter. Why do I have glitter? There, gone. All right, we're gonna go back to the eyes just for a quick second in order to finish those up. I'm gonna grab my Soft Glam palette once again, and with a pencil brush, this is the F30 from Sigma, I'm gonna grab Rustic first. So I'm gonna work my way backwards. Instead of doing it like this, which is the way that I went on the eye, I'm gonna go like this in order to blend the under eye area. So just grabbing Rustic and placing that here, just more toward like the outer half of the eye. And then I'm gonna go in, you know what? I'm gonna skip Sienna. I'm gonna skip Sienna and I'm gonna go straight into Burnt Orange. And I'm gonna apply that on top of Rustic. And then just diffuse it, blend it out, or blend it together. And then of course, taking some mascara and popping it onto the lower lash line. Or lower lashes rather. All right, next, the rest of the face. I'm gonna take my Hoola bronzer from Benefit, looks like that. And I'm gonna grab that with, I'm actually gonna grab it with my, what is this? This is the Precision Foundation brush from Luxie. This is the 660. I like it because it's flat, but round and tapered. So you can get it like really in there and blend it out. I really like this brush for this. I also really like the Hoola brush from Benefit because it does also fit really nicely into the hollows of the cheeks. I use that whenever I'm gonna be using my bronzer as like a blush as well. But since I'm not doing that today, I'm not gonna use it. So just taking a little bit of that, popping it right here, and blending it up. Okay, next comes blush. I have been loving this Moon Prism blush palette from Lunar Beauty. Look at that. Oh, they're so beautiful. From this palette, I'm gonna grab this shade right here. This is Soleil. I'm gonna take that with my Duo Fiber blush brush. Just grabbing some of that, popping that right here. I love this blush out of the entire palette. This is my most favorite one because it's a baked blush, and look at that. It's just so pretty. And it complements so many different eye looks. All right, for highlighter, I'm taking my Fenty Beauty. This is the Kilowatt Duo. It has Mean Money and Hustle Baby. Mean Money is the more tame out of the two. This one is very, very like in your face highlighter. This one reminds me a lot of like ambient lighting powders. That's what that reminds me of by Hourglass. So I think I'm gonna do Hustle Baby because I really like this gold. I'm grabbing that with my tapered highlighter brush and just popping it here onto the high points of the cheek area. Also here along the bridge, just patting it along the bridge of my nose. All right, last, but certainly not least, the lips. I have been in love with like nude lips, soft lips. Like I used to do a lot of like very bold, very dark lips, which I still love, don't get me wrong. But lately I've just been more about a gloss and a really nice nude lip liner. This one here is from NYX. It is in the shade Sugar Glass, which I like, but it does have a little bit of like too much peach pink, you know what I mean? And not enough like brown for me. So I always top it off, or I have been topping it off with my Celine gloss from Lunar Beauty. I really love this. It has like this like gold shimmer in it that makes it tones everything down and it makes everything look really nice and beautiful and golden. So I apply this all over the lips first. You can see that it's like a little too peach, a little too pinky peach. So we're gonna tone it down with some gloss. All right, and there you have it. So that completes today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. I truly hope that you enjoyed this makeup tutorial and that you found it helpful. I do want to do another video like this, but instead of my favorite products, I'm going to go through like my trash bin. essentially is what it is. Because if a product doesn't work out for me, it goes straight into that bin. So I want to go through that and choose everything that I absolutely hated, like everything that I hated, and wear it. Like the concealer that I hated the most, the foundation that I hated the most, the eyeshadow palette that I've hated the most, like stuff like that, and then wear it. I want to do something like that. So stay tuned for that. I'm pretty sure that I'm going to do that next. Let me know whether or not you'd be interested in that video. Make sure you comment down below. And based on how many of you say yes, then I will go ahead and I'll put it together. So yeah. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already so that you don't miss out on future videos. And also don't forget to follow me on Instagram, where I absolutely love to interact with you all. As always, take care, and I will see you all in my next video. Mwah! Bye.